The Todd River Reservoir is one of the most significant freshwater habitats in our region. However, a couple years ago, a study conducted by the EPA Australia found the quality of the water and surrounding ecosystems to be considerably poor. This was due to the scarce macroinvertebrates, nutrient enrichment, and introduced sparse riparian vegetation.
The downstream sections of the river are a really important nursery habitat for significant commercial and recreational fish species such as black bream. Eutrophication is an enrichment of water by nutrient salts that cause structural changes to the marine ecosystem, such as an increased production of algae and aquatic plants. This then causes a depletion of fish species and subsequent deterioration of water quality. Eutrophication is a major issue in the water quality of the Todd River.
It can be useful to measure the physical and chemical properties of the water, so things like temperature, pH, dissolved oxygen, salinity, but that often requires pretty costly equipment. What's actually much better is to try and catch and record the different macroinvertebrates, which are the water bugs that live in that area, because that can give you a better indication of the overall health of the water. So sampling for macroinvertebrates is actually a much cheap way to go about things, because you can actually make all the gear that you need pretty much from simple household items. So those simple items that you can create can be used for a number of methods, like sweep netting, which is where you run a net through fringing vegetation. You can use a plankton tow to sample for those macroinvertebrates that live swimming in the water column. Or if you flatten the edge of one of your sweep nets, you can use that to do what you'd call kick sampling. For those macroinvertebrates that might live in some of the slower habitats, particularly on bigger rocks or logs, you can use what's called a rock scrub, where you can go and collect rocks and logs from within the waterway, place them in a tub and use a squirty bottle and some brushes to dislodge any of the macroinvertebrates before collecting them for identification. Once you've collected your macroinvertebrates, the next step's to be able to identify them. You can do this pretty simply by just using a small hand lens and an identification guide. It helps to have something like the Waterbug app, which is free and downloadable on your iPad. It's also quite helpful to have something like a pretty simple dissection microscope to allow you to have a good close-up look at some of those macroinvertebrates.
Through our water testing, we found that the quality of the river outlet has greatly improved since the latest testing and also the survey conducted by EPA. One species of macroinvertebrate found in the river was caddisfly larvae, which is a highly sensitive species of aquatic larvae. We also found a more diverse range of macroinvertebrates, thus demonstrating that the health of the waterway has significantly improved. Through regular testing, this vital waterway can be further monitored, so don't hesitate to get involved.